All right, time to go make it happen. Let's see what it does today. Okay, finally, after a long day. So, what I want to talk about is sticking to it, right? Super important day for me. Sticking to it is so important. My partner and I built this business from the ground up, right? No loans, no venture capital, no mastermind groups, no expensive mentors. Not that we didn't need the information, we weren't in those circles. We didn't have the 25 and the 30K to shell out to someone who really doesn't know our industry and who could not guarantee a result, right? We didn't need generalized information. We needed actual concrete information that we can apply and use. And so we couldn't go the route where it's a maybe, it's a possibility. We weren't trying to gamble, right? So we basically got to a point where today we are averaging right about $65 to $69 million per month in sales revenue, right? And we now have an opportunity to do something to compete on a level, right? An opportunity to compete. We've been approved to compete on another level that most institutions or entities in our industry, the payment processing industry, cannot compete on, right? So actually you have to be approved for it, believe it or not. And it's based upon the results that you've gotten so far, and also it's based upon how much money or access to money that you have. So we basically put up the funds to compete at this level based upon the previous work that we've done, right? And so we've already passed one bar where, hey, have you guys gotten to this level? Boom, got that done. The next level is now you have to put up a bunch of money, right? Boom, got to that level. So now we're looking at our bank partners, quote, end quote, right? Quote, partners, end quote, right? Our bank partners. And we push easy $500,000 through some of our bank partners, millions through other bank partners. And so now we need something from them. And one bank partner has told us, you know what, your competition, we're just not going to help you. Another said that, you know what, oh, we don't work with your industry. And so, all right, we say, okay, we're not in the industry, we're in a different industry. Oh, we don't work with that one either. So now another bank partner who we absolutely make a ton of money for, literally has me waiting for weeks and weeks on not an approval, but they actually had me waiting, and I'm trying to think of the right way to say this. Normally, let's say if you wanted to go to a college, you fill out an application, right, to be approved to go to a particular college, right? That's the process. It goes, you fill out the application, and then they approve you or they don't approve you, right? Well, it's the same thing when you need to do certain things with institutions like banks. And we're talking about a bank partner. And so this particular bank partner is researching and investigating on whether or not they will allow me to even complete an application. You talk about a subjective process to complete an application, not complete the application and then investigate, but they are waiting. This is going on like maybe week 3, week 4 to complete an application. Can you believe that? So what do we do, right? Do I cry about it? Do I moan about it? Do I spend like tons of money on some of the online, overnight making money schemes? Do I, hire a mentor for $20,000 for one day who may give me generalized information, or the woulda, coulda, shoulda, or the what if possibility? You spend the money and then you leave there and you have no clue whether or not it works because there's no real contract, there's no real guarantee of any kind of service per se. Do we just beg, or do we continue doing what we've done before? And we've actually created a way out of no way. The way we built this business, it wasn't like we had a manual. We didn't know what we were doing, to be honest with you, but we knew what had to be done at the end of the day, right? We wanted access. We wanted more control of our time. We wanted more freedom. We wanted to be in better control of our business future as well. So what do we do today, right? We have many different, we don't have a whole lot of options. I was gonna say we have many options, but we don't have many options, right? But are we discouraged? Do you get discouraged when you know that you have this goal, this dream that you must make happen? Do you become discouraged because, this entity that may be saying yes to all other kinds of competitors and entities? Do you become discouraged now, or because some of the partners that you thought were really your partners? The word partner is just it's a loosely used word, right? To be a partner means that we both support each other, right? So do you become discouraged because now you realize that your partner is really not a partner, right? At all? You're just income for that particular partner. Do we just give up, right? Do we become discouraged? Do we become frantic, stressed out about it, right? Are we going to be losing crazy sleep over it? Well, I would tell you, absolutely not. We're just as positive and optimistic as we were from day one. And anybody, I don't care what color they are, what nationality, what ethnicity they are, where they're located, or even how old they are, right? Young, middle age, or old age. No one has ever made anything great happen 100% relying on the efforts of other people and entities. It's just that you don't create legacy like that, right? Legacy is created by pushing past the ordinary, the average boundaries that people in society put us in. So we're pretty positive. I have no clue how we're going to make this happen in order to compete at that next level, right? We have the opportunity. Everything looks good as far as I can see it, but there's one little thing. There's one thing, and I'm going to tell you one day. I just can't say it right now. There's one thing that we must absolutely get from these banking institutions that call themselves our partners, that now they are not. They are not helping us, right? They have no interest in helping us whatsoever. We're just another number, and that's just what it is. I'm not a victim. I'm not crying over it whatsoever. We are going to make it happen. And sometimes you have to think about what you want to happen at the end, right? What is the end result that you want, right? What kind of legacy are you trying to leave here? And that way, because you don't want to do anything stupid either, right? And so to stay focused is one thing. Take action, that's another thing. Stay resilient, that's another thing. Believe in yourself, right? That's another thing. And continually to gain skills, and the rest will absolutely take care of itself. So I want to leave you with that, because I know some of us out there, and some of you out there may be discouraged, you get disgruntled. Maybe it could be something as simple as, maybe you want to get on a sports team, right? And the first coach said no, like Michael Jordan's coach, right? Or maybe you need a bank loan or something like that, right? And because of redlining or whatever it may be, you're not approved for the bank loan, right? They won't give it to you, right? Or maybe it's a relationship that you want to be in, right? And the most beautiful person, male or female, it just doesn't want to be with you, right? Or maybe you're with someone and you're realizing that they really don't love you like you love them, okay? It's not the end of the world. It is not the absolute end of the world. When it's all said and done, what do you want to be able to look back and say, right? You want something super easy? Nah. You wouldn't really appreciate it yourself. Would that be really rewarding to you? If you're a skinny guy like me and then you buffed up, right? Wouldn't that be more rewarding than just already being born big and bulky, right? Or maybe you're overweight and then now you trim down. You have to push through to get to that level. It's not just going to happen, right? And in both cases, if you're a skinny guy trying to get big and bulky, believing on in another gym or a trainer or some kind of superfood or something like that, it's not going to make it happen. If you're overweight, you know, just even dieting alone won't do it. You can stop eating all the potato chips and junk food you want to. You may lose a little weight, right? But it's not going to look right unless you tone it up. And even in a relationship, right? You cannot rely on anyone for your happiness or to get to that next level of wherever you are. So, and in business, it's the same exact thing. There's no way that you are going to get whatever it is that you really want by relying on any one person or entity. People can have faith in you, they can believe in you, they can motivate you, and they can help boost you up, but they can't do for you what you can do for yourself. They won't go that extra mile. If you think about it, let's just use Harriet Tubman for instance, right? Even Harriet Tubman, right, with the Underground Railroad, and for some of those, everybody who should know who Harriet Tubman is. If you don't, Google it. But Harriet Tubman was an African woman, and she was basically put into slavery, right? And she was put into slavery, and she figured out a way to free herself, right? She couldn't rely on her slave master, right? She couldn't rely on her family per se, for that matter, right? She couldn't rely on anyone else. This is something that she knew she had to do. She couldn't rely on the government because the government was pro-slavery, right? There's nobody that she could rely on but herself, right? And her God. And once she did that for herself, then she started helping other people. But some people weren't ready. Some people would say, no, I don't want to go, right? So and I'm saying that to say that as much as you want to do a particular thing, you just cannot rely on other people or institutions. You can't put your faith in that. Keep your eyes on the prize. Like I said, stay focused, take action, stay resilient, right? Continually skill up and believe in yourself, and the rest will take care of itself. You may have your family right around you who don't believe you yet, right? They don't believe you. So are you gonna rely on them? Are you gonna get discouraged? Absolutely not. And there's been plenty of cases and examples all throughout history where you think about Steve Jobs, right? Who believed in him? He was fired, at one time from the board, right? Fired, right? Did that discourage him? Absolutely not. It did not discourage him one bit. He stayed